This program is designed to provide general information with regards to the subject matters covered. This information is given with the understanding that neither the hosts, guests, sponsors, or station are engaged in rendering any specific and personal, medical, financial, legal, counseling, professional service, or any advice. You should seek the services of competent professionals before applying or trying any suggested ideas.
Hey, it's Brian Sebastian, movie reviews and more. And if it's Tuesday, it is, first of all, Giving Tuesday. Always give to your favorite charities, no matter what it may be. You know, for St. Jude's Hospital, or us Dream of Arts, Dream of Artist Ranch. And as usual, Tosh pops in. Hold on, Tosh. But it's one of those things where, you know what? I've been looking forward to this show, and we're streaming on over 100 outlets as usual. And it's one of those things where I look forward to our Tuesday shows. I really been looking forward to this show because anytime I can have these two people on, it's a great thing. Karen's pretty busy. Barry's pretty busy. Tasha's busy. You know, I don't even know what Nancy does anymore. Rachel's busy. But the thing about that, when we can all get together, we all have fun. And that's what makes movie reviews more special. I couldn't do this without the beautiful women. And as we were talking before we came on, they were talking about the blonde hair and stuff. You women look beautiful. How do I know? Because everybody around the world chimes in. Who's that chick? Who's this woman? I want to meet them. I'm like, let me filter you guys out first of all. But starting off, I got to mention this young lady because, first of all, I love her hair. She can't change it because she's identical for this. I love the fact that she's got so many podcast shows that going on and being world renowned with over 2 million views and counting on all of them. Let's see, Amazon Fire, Roku, I think LinkedIn, YouTube Live, I think she's probably added them. She's doing stuff with AI. And, you know, I go on her site because I like looking at her past shows. She doesn't know it. I feel like I'm snooping in on her. But I like her shows. I like, you know, Uncourt. You know, you've got the Caren Glasser Live. You've got Once Upon a Story Time. She's got, you know, Author Spotlight, which is why I wanted to have Nancy on. And she's got more, she says. I think she has 6. She doesn't even know how many shows she has. She probably has 8 now. But she's one of the most fascinating women that I know out there. And Caren, you will like this. I saw this the other day. To be old and to be wise, she must be first and young and stupid. Who said that? Caren Glasser. I love that because it is so true. You know, we all kind of did really stupid stuff when we were young. But the fact is, you know, when you get older, you know, you got to calm down. You got to kind of settle in and just stick out. So with that, I'm glad that Tosh is in from Miami, Florida, because I got something special for her. And she couldn't go do it today, but I'm going to set her up with the EnergyLounger since he's in Miami, Barry Warrington. So that'll be good. Singer-songwriter, all-around cool chick dancer, vocally Tosh, the Tosh Rumbos. And from the girls from Houston, Texas, I can't group them together, even though they live that close together. Let's say that. You just never know what's going to happen. But, you know, you got Chef Rachel Roberts. She's doing a lot of stuff. I couldn't be more than happy for my friend Rachel. She's come a long way, and she makes me laugh when we talk about stuff. We got only she and I know what the stuff we talk about. And then we got Nancy Potter. With Nancy, she's got this fascinating book. Nancy, this is the only trip that I didn't take your book because I wanted to talk to certain people. Because Caren, her book is almost 600 pages. So you know how many? Let me tell you. You see all these books? This one, you know, Sue Post was on our show. You know, Eric G, who's on. He's become a good friend of ours, power personality, and everybody's seen. He was on. Stars Born, she was on last week. These 3 just came. You remember Doug Wildman on the Secret Life of Hugh Hefner? I mean, Howard Hughes. He sent these to me. So I keep getting more books, Nancy. That's why I have no room for your book.
That's not a good excuse.
I would just
I know.
that
I know it's not.
Excuse.
I know it's not, but I ran out of the room. When my suitcase gets to be 75 and 80 pounds, that's a whole thing because the airlines charge you now. And I'm like, you got to take something out. I'm like, I can't take books out because the office will freak out. So I'm literally discarding clothes and things like that to keep the office books in my suitcases. I'm not kidding. So with that, Caren, I got to start off with you because you're so fascinating to me. It's an honor to know you. I met her through Housemark, Nancy, and that's kind of where we kind of connected. I love the fact that she had Tasha on the show, and she has very, very interesting people on. It's always about being on court, having, what is the wine show you do, Caren, that I love? I love that. I haven't seen anybody else do that. So, Caren, you get to take it away. This is your show tonight. Take it away. Tell them who you are and all the shows and the things that you're creating, and talk about AI.
Okay. Well, I like to say, put a mic in front of me and you got a show in the making. And for me, I get bored like all the time. So when I'm creating in response to something that I see or something that's happening. Before the show, we were talking about my gray hair. I had a show around my gray hair. It was called The Little White Lie, and I let it grow out. And so I'll continue to do this, but right now I've really jumped into producing other people's podcasts.
Oh, wow.
Which is very cool as well. I'm doing one called Thursdays in Juvie, and it's in juvenile. And this woman goes in, and she's been going in for years, every single week, and she works with these kids. And when she leaves, a blog or a post about her experience, and she's been doing it for years. And she came to me and she said, I think there's a show around this. And I said, no kidding, there's a show.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be launching in a little while. So I'm really excited about that. And I get excited about new energy, new shows, new conversations. And, when Tasha, when you were on, first of all, you're amazing. And
Caren,
you really were. I mean, you were dancing and you were doing your thing. And you're so creative, and Brian introduced me to you, so that's way cool. When you're a connector, Brian, I love it. You're a connector, and you bring us all together. But artificial intelligence is my new thing, and I have been called a tech evangelist. I like to talk about technology because if we don't talk about it, it's scary. So we have to talk about it to bring it down to the basic level so that people are not afraid of it. I am of the opinion that, yes, there's going to be some jobs that are going to be lost. There's no question about it. But the opportunities that are rolling out because of this, it allows small businesses to even the playing field and to be able to do things that they can't do. So I've jumped into this kind of stuff. I use a platform that allows me to take my shows. I create content around it. I'd rather work smarter than harder. So that's what I do.
And I remember the last time you on, you had found something AI checked that when it was just popping out. A lot of people didn't really know about it, but I go back to 2017, 18, the CS show. They were debuting a lot of AI stuff. So I saw it coming. I just didn't know what was going to happen. And I kind of still don't know. I like to step back and say, I honestly don't know what's going to happen yet. But for hearing it from someone like Caren, that makes me feel better because I know she'll filter it out.
I do. And I see my job as the resident hacker. And so when I see a platform, the first thing I'll do is I'll do a deep dive on it. And if it makes sense and it's user friendly and they have a good team, they have customer support, they care about their customers, they're not just throwing a bunch of crap out there, then I will jump in. I get to know the owners. I get to know all the players. And then I help them promote because I will only promote stuff that I use for myself. So artificial intelligence is nothing to be afraid of.
So Rachel Roberts, tell her who you are and where you're coming from, obviously.
Okay, first of all, I'm Rachel Roberts. I'm a little chef here in Houston, Texas. But I wanted to say about the AI, I've got friends they're jumping all the way in. I've got one guy writes, gets these books, just pops them out left and right, and it's amazing. I mean, the songs it's wild and it's good. Right at your fingertips. Anyway, I have a morning show called Coffee Talk, and then I go on and I just talk about bullshit and whatever. Yeah, but
that's one way to put it.
Coffee Talk. So, and it grew, and I've got some cool fans that came in. One of the news guys here locally. So now, like tomorrow, I'm going to go on. Every now and then he'll call me and be like, "Okay, Rachel, come on out, bring coffee talk." So it'll be on the news, and it's a lot of fun. Yeah, and I'm working on a book called "Eating Clean, Drink a Little Dirty." Maybe I'll get AI to help me finish it, because right now
is it a video? Rachel, is it a video show or is it an audio show?
Oh yeah. I'm like you. I'm always turning the camera on, and I've had a lot of other podcast ideas, and I work with some other co-hosting other podcasts, not just Brian's, but Adventures of Pipe Man, which comes on tomorrow, and that's a lot of fun. And then one called Love on the Rocks, and I'm a relationship influencer, which is very funny within itself, because I was single for 10 years. Right? But yeah.
All right. So with that, Nancy Potters, talk about you and your book and what makes your book interesting on your family heritage, which is really important.
Well, it's based on the life of my great-grandfather, who started out on what they call a flatboat on the Mississippi River with his family, and lived very poor. He was one of those people who was interested in everything and curious and very smart, and actually read books at a time when books were not something readily available. And he managed, with his intellect and his entrepreneurial acumen, just a natural thing that he had, he was able to propel himself to one of the richest men in the South. And so it's the rags to riches story at a time in the beginning of the 20th century, at a time when there was so much going on in the world. And he actually traveled to Europe and had companies over there and in Mexico and all over this country, and had a run-in with Pancho Villa and a dalliance with a famous French opera singer. And so it's a book that's about business, because he was everything was about business to him. It's about family. It has some romance. It has travel. And so far, equally, men and women have loved it. They're really when it starts off very fast, and it grabs you very fast, or it doesn't. But so far, people get stuck and don't want to stop till they get through the 540 pages.
It's a very good read. It really is. And it's interesting to find out about her history.
Yes, it does. And there's a lot of history in there. I did years. It actually took me 38 years to get it out there. So I did a lot of research other than just family, a lot of historical research, and tried to put some historical things in there. So there's fact in it and there's fiction, and only I know which is which.
Vocally, Tosh, go for it.
So, hello everyone who's here. My Caren, so great to see you. It's been 3 years since we last. I know, where does the time go by? But I'm a singer-songwriter. I live in Miami, and I focus a lot on urban Latino pop music. And I've been having it's a really intense couple of weeks. I'm almost at the end of my project of my newest single that will be coming out hopefully by the end of May, if everything goes well. And just been working on some new releases, like promoting new releases, which I gave to Rebel if she puts it up. But it's a collaboration with a Colombian singer. It's called Dale Dale. It's very fun, upbeat, very Miami, very salsa. That is something super cool that happened to me. So this guy that you see there, he's like a huge Venezuelan singer, and he invited me to open his show on Mother's Day weekend. So I will be opening up for him a 20-minute show, and I'll be singing some classic Spanish music as well as some of my own music in there. And I'm really excited because he is on TV also, so he has a nice following. So who knows where this might take me. And this is the newest single that I have out with my friend Chini Rune. Very fun song. It's kind of like the cousin of Sugar Daddy, which is my latest single. So I've been working on a lot of stuff and trying to get new music out and continue growing my craft and my audience and my fan base. And I'm excited to be here. It's been a while since I've been here. So yeah, that's me.
Congrats.
Howard Wiggins. Hopefully your sound is good, Howard. Who knows if we got storms in Tennessee going on. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm Howard Wiggins, son of Little Roy Wiggins, and in Nashville, Tennessee, Grand Ole Opry star. I just did a little short movie type thing, and it's called "My Father Forced Me to Marry His Boss," and I play the part of the boss. So I have a few pictures of that on my Facebook, and that's pretty much it. Just enjoying life and waiting to be on the show.
All right, so Howard, tell Caren what room you are and what you used to do.
I was one of the world's 35 leading interior designers. I'm in the entryway right now. All you see is the steps going up in the back and art everywhere. I believe in no wall untouched. I want something on every bit of my wall from top to bottom. So I'm a maximalist, and so there's no big, empty, unadorned house for me.
Yeah.
Love it.
And Caren, I haven't been to Howard's house, even though I'm coming back to Tennessee June 1st for the month.
Yeah.
But it's one of these things. We've only seen one duplicate room once. He's never had the same room ever. Right, girls?
Same room, different view of the same room.
And then when Howard and Nancy get together, it's fun to see those two dance together. They're hilarious. They really are.
Yeah. Want to do Tom Jones form?
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready when you are.
You have to sing, Tasha. You got to go sing for them because they're getting ready to dance.
There you go. There you go. I still laugh at that, Howard, when I see that.
Yeah. You coming in June? Are
No,
you coming
I
back
am
to
not.
Nashville?
Brian
Oh.
is.
All
I'm
right.
coming and I'm taking a book with me. It's staying there.
Not my
Okay.
book. My book's too heavy, apparently.
No. This one always goes to Tennessee. That's cool. All right. So, Barry, I met this guy at CES. He's been in the health and wellness industry for 27 years. And I really like what he's done with the Energy Lounger. And I was telling Tasha about it. I was telling Rachel about it and Terri about it. And I know Howard would love this, but it was one of these things where I hadn't seen one of these before. It was very inventive. And I love what they do with the infrared light on that. And a lot of people just don't know enough about that. So, Barry, I'm not going to say too much. Tell them who you are. Tell them why this Energy Lounger is great and what I really liked about it, because he's only got one left right now in his, I guess, in the warehouse, whatever, because the rest of them sold out, right?
Hi, guys. I'm Barry Warrington. I'm from New Zealand, so please forgive my funny speak. I have been recently through certain parts of America, and even they say, wow, you speak funny. So I apologize in advance. So, yeah.
So hold that photo right there, Rabel.
Yeah.
Go back to this one. Barry, talk about this. This is really cool. Talk about that.
All right. So my background is I studied exercise physiology. I learned a lot about human anatomy, physiology, and I'm a skeptic. So when I first met red light therapy, I was like, oh, yeah, Christmas tree or a brake light. And then COVID happened, and I was building a wellness resort and decided that I can't treat people. I can't see people. I can't be in the same room as people. How can I help them if I can't be with them? So I went down the rabbit hole of red light therapy, infrared therapy, and really looking at physiologically what it does to our body and how it can improve your well-being. But there wasn't an ergonomic lounger on the market. There was sort of your sunbed style, your clamshell style beds. My mum's claustrophobic. She was not going to get in one of those. So the Energy Lounger was born.
Talk about how that emits like that. So when I saw this Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas, I loved it. And yes, Tasha, I got on it. Rachel, I immediately said, if you remember, Barry, the girls are going to love this. He didn't know what I was talking about. I'm like, I got to have you on the show because they immediately will love this because of what women really like to do to regenerate their body, even men, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, I'll say when he said to me, I've got 50 million views. And I said, I got 5 million people in my country. You're like 10xing my country there, buddy. But look, it does draw people in. It's intuitive to use. It has multiple functions, but the real crux of red light and infrared therapy is to lower inflammation, which is what we're all fighting when we're fighting disease and aging. and it has to be comfortable. So it was really about using the correct frequencies, the correct duration, making it environmentally friendly. So we're not just got power on. It doesn't show so well in the photos, but it's only lit where your body is. And for those of you in Miami, I can't wait for you to come and have a try on the Energy Lounger. We're just up here in Little River, just above Little Haiti there. So I live in Edgewater, 10-minute drive from here to the office / showroom. And it's a great looking piece of technology, but it feels absolutely amazing. And I've got some incredible stories, but this is just the intro. So that's who I am, guys. And I'm not sure if you've got me on the right podcast, because I seem to be in a room full of legends and I'm just a humble Kiwi.
Well, Caren is a legend, that's for sure. But you won a product innovation award. Talk about that, because that's very important also.
Yeah, so in this space, a lot of people are doing fairly similar applications of the technology. You've probably heard of an infrared sauna. Having run multiple health clubs, I'm never cleaning a sauna again. And the benefits are amazing. The cleaning is not. So we created a antibacterial, antimicrobial polymer. It takes 20 seconds to clean in between treatments. That I don't mind doing. So yeah, it's very humbling. We are new. We did launch in Cosmoprof in July last year, but really we've only hit the States since January, and we're winning awards and gaining a lot of trust of people to expand the well-being of their clientele. So it's very humbling and very honoring at the same time.
Very cool.
Caren, talk about aging like fine wine. Why that is important.
So that is actually a show in a show, and it was done as we do a show called Life in Cork for people that are 55 plus, and it's a drinking show. What can I say? And
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, cheers. And so, I've been very fortunate to meet a lot of pretty amazing people that are 55 and older and that are doing amazing things. So the concept behind it is it's ordinary people doing extraordinary things. And we are aging like a fine wine, because we only get better. Wine only gets better as it ages, right? And so these are interviews. I have next week, I have Lawrence Gartell. He's considered the father of digital art. He's in Florida, actually. The 37th Grammy, he designed the 37th Grammy award, the actual award, his whole thing. And he taught Andy Warhol how to do digital art for his Blondie cover.
Wow.
So he's a way cool. So all these really cool people that are doing extraordinary things. And so I had to keep it along the theme, right? So it's wine, aging like a fine wine. That's the show.
And I love this other sale. See, I was, some of the people don't know that I'm always paying attention to them, because we are busy. When I'm at the airport, I'm like, I get a chance to go and look at something. And she had something else that was good. And I do most of the stuff off the top of my head, but it was, you love me, you pet me, you feed me, I must be a god. And I love that. And it was about dogs are like that. And then the cats are like, I am a god.
I am a god. You're talking about my social media. I like to do things just to humor myself, because I think social media can be very toxic. And so I kind of make sure that I can wake up to something that's not toxic. And so I will put posts out every single morning. And then during the day, that kind of things, it shows what I'm thinking for the day. Today I did a thing with a dog and a kid, and that dogs are not, they're not dangerous, and neither are the dogs. And so basically, dogs will bite, and won't bite unless you teach them. And that's going along with what's going on politically. So I have this really cool quote, stuck it up there, and it people generate a lot of laughing over it.
Yeah, it is true. So, what is important when it comes for you, Caren, on mental health? Because it's an important thing. I mean, we talk about it on almost every show one way, because I can't go anywhere across country without running to people that are having some kind of issue, and I go and help them a lot, which is why I'm traveling a lot.
Right. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know a single person that's not suffering all of us, from some kind of mental health challenges. And it makes sense. We're living in a world that we don't know how to live in this world. There's a lot of things going on. And then you couple that with aging, and you couple that with mental health, the whole idea of mental health. And so I just feel it's part of my responsibility to bring on people that can speak to the different aspects of mental health. And my job is to make sure that people dial 988 if they're having an emergency. 988 is the actual.
Yeah.
So it's 911. Yeah. So this is a teaching moment, a PSA. 988 is a number that was started a year and a half ago, and it works sort of like 911. It's national, and you can call 988, and they will route you to whatever state you're in. And so you call and say, "I'm having a challenge right now. I need to talk to somebody. I need some help." So
that's incredible. I didn't.
I
Wow.
never heard of that.
yeah, 988. When it first launched, it had challenges like anything that is rolled out in the beginning, but now it's working quite well. So my job as a host of a show like this is to educate and to make sure that people know they're not alone. They're not.
That's awesome.
Thanks.
So Barry, when people are having problems like that, this is why I take your flyer across country.
To recharge the body.
Yeah.
Relax.
I like I said, you're only meeting some of the girls, on here. But I thought Caren might find it interesting, which was why I wanted to put it in like that. But also, we need something like this from body. I needed it. I immediately felt it when I was in January when I was there, and I can't wait for Tosh to see what she thinks of it, since you both are in Miami. And I said, Rachel, there's a guy that I know, who would love to have you have that, and he'll probably buy it for her too. So
because I'm 50, so Tosh, you're not going to notice anything with your little young body, but I mean, I these would be great in spas.
Don't take it away from me.
Does it have mental health benefits as well?
Guys, I'm really an advocate for mental health and looking after your well-being. And there's a place not too far up the road from here that deals with VA. And they told me that 44 vets commit suicide every day. And they have an EnergyLounger in their reception. And I'm helping vets every day to prevent suicide. They got a great track record with their program. And I'm just glad to be part of that. We don't claim mental health benefits, but if you think of the body and inflammation of not just the body, but the brain and what those changes cause physiologically and our thought process, we're definitely helping on a body level to help lower that inflammation and making an impact through that journey. But there is certainly research coming out about specific frequencies of red and infrared light that are going to help with mental health issues and structurally with brain degenerative diseases. So it's really powerful.
Well, Barry, you and I need to talk and see, maybe we can bring you on the mental health show and talk about the different things that it can do.
Oh, I'd love that. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, let's take a look at this.
Hi, my name's Barry, and I'm going to give you the benefits of our EnergyLounger. Number one is the ergonomic design. Hi, my name's Barry, and I'm going to give you the benefits of our EnergyLounger. Number one is the ergonomic design. When your client sits in the EnergyLounger, they will instantly feel relaxed. Number two, red light. Red light therapy is a very useful therapy for skin rejuvenation. And in this range, we are looking at between 630 plus or minus 10 for benefits of red light therapy. For near infrared, we're looking at the higher ranges of 850 to 950. This penetrates deep into the muscles, aids in recovery, and is really good for lowering full body inflammation. These three benefits combined, in my opinion, make this one of the powerful wellness platforms on the planet. And the ability to layer therapies on top of this is unique. So we are not looking to only provide a red light treatment or an infrared treatment. We're looking to provide all of that and integrate with other therapies. We see clinics using the EnergyLounger for IV therapies. We see physiotherapists using it for prehab or pre-treatment. In the beauty world, clients are getting manicures, pedicures, foot massage. So there really is an extensive range of treatments, and you're only limited by your imagination. The platform is a beautiful treatment by itself, but if you think about most clients, the biggest problem they have is time. We're all time poor, but able to put all of these treatments together, the outcome for your client is unique, and they will come back time and time again for more. That's why I love the EnergyLounger. Thank you.
So Barry,
Nice. Very
so
nice.
Tasha's going to try it out since she's
Definitely.
in Miami.
Yes. I mean,
Karen's going to have you on. Karen's going to have you on the show. I know Rachel's probably going to end up getting something. I was thinking about this. I say the only other guy I was thinking about, not necessarily me, was for Howard, because Howard dances his ass off all the time when he's around. Literally, he will dance like for 6 hours. We're not kidding. And women just come out, and I'm like, Howard needs one of these. So I have a feeling we're going to get one and put it someplace centrally in Tennessee so people can go and use it. No, I'm not kidding. All this stuff I told you in January, didn't I, Barry?
You did, and I'm here now listening to this, and I'm blown away. And look, if you're in Miami, if you're coming through Miami, just reach out to me. It's my absolute honor to be able to help people and get the word out there, let people experience. And Howard, for you dancing your socks off, I haven't been to Tennessee yet, so I might have to come and install it for you.
That sounds great. Well, my wife's got cancer and she has inflammation, and she sleeps in a recliner. So that would be something that would be very beneficial to her too, also.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry to hear she's going through that challenge, but honestly, the inflammation is really the crux of the root cause of so many of our problems. I hope she's fighting hard.
Yeah.
Hey, Howard, tell him why you like to dance. What keeps you young? Because Howard, he's a young guy. It is very fascinating. He's got so many different looks.
Yeah.
September, I'll be turning 71. And the reason I've always loved to dance, just because, I mean, it's a great workout without feeling like you've done a workout. And the whole secret to staying young is to keep moving. And I always tell people, I'm not going to sit at home and watch The Price is Right to the day I die. So, which is, a lot of people as they age, they do the same thing over and over and over, go to the same restaurant, eat the same food, just get in a routine. Try new things, meet new people, start a conversation. You don't know where it's going to lead. I mean, my life after I hit 65 took a great big turn from where it was as far as being social. I mean, joining the podcast, Natural Women in Film, a career in like movies and stuff like that. And then I've decided to take care of mentally adults and teenagers. I do that on top of working at Florist and Decor and the podcast. So I keep active all day and all night long. And so I have not time to think about aging. I just enjoy life and just keep going. And then
Howard, you might say that you're aging like a fine wine.
There it is.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
It's funny when I go on the dance floor and I'm looking around and there's other men my age, I look around and say, you look like my father. Got a big old gut. I don't have a gut. And, I just take care of myself.
No, he doesn't. He does. I couldn't be happier. So Caren and Barry, I met Howard through Rachel. Rachel, you get to tell the story because we were all in Tennessee, doing a thing. And it was like 3 years ago, I think, because that's kind of like our meeting place, if not California. And she had him on her coffee talk, and she goes, "We need to have Howard on."
I came downstairs to do coffee talk, and it was really early in the morning because I wake up at 4:30 or 4 in the morning every morning. Just
Me too.
My kids come down, and I'm like doing pictures and videos, and they're like, "What are you doing?" So anyway, I went downstairs into the lobby, and I was going to interview the janitor because I had talked to him the day before, and he was saying he has a podcast, and it was something really funny. It was like poetry and porn or something weird. And I was like, well, that's different. And so I was going to interview him, and I didn't see him, but I saw Howard, and I've been calling him Cowboy because he's always dressed to the nines, but like in different, like almost costumes. And so I'd seen him in the cowboy thing for like 2 days in different cowboy outfits. And so I yelled, Cowboy, and he came over and he was like, what are you doing? And I was like, just sit down. I didn't know who he was. And I was like, just you're gonna be on Coffee Talk. And so he, I did this thing where I go, Coffee Talk. And then Howard was just like looking at me, and I'm like, so who are you? Like all these voices come out. I didn't think he was gonna be interesting. And he was like so humble and just this quiet, like low voice. And he was like, well, so, and he starts telling me, my daddy was Leroy Wiggins, and he's that started the Grand Ole Opry. And I was like, what? And then he was like telling me, yeah, and then there was time I was in the hospital, and Dolly came to see me. I'm like, Dolly, like your Chihuahua? And he's like, no, Dolly Parton. I was like, excuse me? And he was telling me about how Elvis used to send him and just all this. And I'm like, this is incredible. And that was the best little interview, wasn't it, Howard? And
but we lost it somehow. I wish we could see it again.
I thought it was on Facebook. Is it on Facebook?
It disappeared. I don't know how.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? And then I think at one point we found it, and then we lost it again. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, that was a good interview. And after that, we had you on Movie Reviews and More. And gosh, the rest is history. You're on every single week, aren't you?
Pretty much. I don't think I've missed maybe 2 or 3, and that's about it.
Yeah,
he's missed 3 shows. 2 of them he fell asleep by accident. And Howard just doesn't do that.
Wow.
Which leads us back to Nancy, because Nancy and Howard have a great relationship too. When I said, Nancy, you need to come to Tennessee, she goes, why do I need to come to Tennessee? To help promote your book. And so Caren knows this. It's always, and I'll let Caren tell that in a minute, but Howard and Nancy have a special connection too. And I just love seeing them just talk. They'll be in the corner just like laughing. He'll be telling her how to pose, and she'll start giggling. And that a 9-second clip that I took of them trying to do Tom Jones is that it's at 7,000 views.
We were doing a great job.
Well, no, you were actually. I couldn't do it, but it was fascinating.
And singing. Remember the singing part?
I felt like a fly on the wall.
Book yet tonight? I got to put
show it.
Up. Yay!
That's awesome. Congrats.
See that down there is you can't see it, but there's a flatboat down there, right there, and that's my. Oh, I got the wrong way. This is a flatboat that they lived on, and this is, of course, the richest part. So that's Barber's Cut.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's actually Barber's Cut is a place in the Houston Ship Channel, which is one of the largest ports in the country. And he had this vision to make a cut in the ship channel that was only half as far to unload the ships from the Gulf of Mexico as the port of Houston. You had to go way up all this windy route. And so it's called Barber's Cut, and it's still called Barber's Cut. So he has that was what was his final kind of crowning glory was when he did Barber's Cut. So that's what the name means.
And then Nancy, tell them what room you're in and everything, because you have a lot of family rooms around you also.
Oh yes, everywhere. I live in a museum to these people. I have my cat in my lap. I have my great-grandfather's glasses and his wallet and his cane and all of his passports. I have his checkbook. I have my great-grandmother's opera coats and opera glasses. I have my grandmother's a piece of her $500 dress that she bought back in 1920, and silver and china and jewelry and a lot of furniture.
I take it your house does not flood.
No. And in fact, it floods in my neighborhood in Harvey. It flooded. My house doesn't flood. Although I did put things up. I did.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But yes, I do live.
That would clear all that out.
Yes. I do live surrounded, and it's a wonderful feeling. I have the pictures. When I'm in bed, I see my great-grandparents' pictures looking at me, asking me why I'm sleeping. I ought to be working on this book.
That's incredible. Yeah, inspiration.
Hey, Barry, I'm coming back to you in a minute. Caren, talk about why authors always need to be promoting, not from me, but from you. Because we, Nancy, we found each other. Well, yeah, we found each other through one of the Hassmark book
That's
club
right,
thing.
yeah.
And I found her fascinating. And, she still is fascinating. Not only is she gorgeous, I think she's de-aged. Because I don't know what she's doing.
I missed that part.
Backwards.
Yeah, she's reverse aging,
Oh, I love that concept.
Yeah, she is.
Caren, there's a show for you.
Say it again.
Yeah. But Caren, talk about what authors need to do from your point of view.
From my point of view, I think that authors have a challenge because they're very good at what they do. They write books and they spend, what did you say, 38 years?
Yes.
A tremendous amount of time writing books and everything that goes into it. And then the book's out, and then it's like, what am I supposed to do now? I've got this book out there. There's people out there pitching me, trying to get me to buy this or buy that, or you should do this. And really what it comes down to is visibility and getting enough eyeballs and playing in somebody else's backyard. And so those of us who do podcasts that specifically have authors on, I'm not the only one. There are a couple of friends who do it as well. So I'll make some connections for you, Nancy, as well. Because you want to play in somebody else's backyard.
Yeah.
You come on my show, you're playing in my backyard, which means that my network out there watches you. I don't bring people on with the intention that I'm going to play in your backyard. I think maybe other podcast hosts do that. My intention is for you to play in my backyard, for me to just be, as Brian, you said in the beginning, I interview a lot of different kinds of people. I don't just say, I just want to have authors, or whoever just strikes my fancy, I bring them on the show. And I think that's why I have so many different shows, because not everyone fits on all the different shows. And so I like to be able to help authors because it's not your lane. This is not something you were taught, right? I mean, you didn't in addition to writing the book, you weren't taught how to market the book. And so, right?
Exactly. I've been a writer all of my life, and I think I have written an especially wonderful book, and that I'm a wonderful writer. I'm not a wonderful marketer.
Right. I think that's
somebody else do that part and let me just isolate myself in my room and write.
Right. And you don't have to be.
I get that.
Yeah. Right? You don't have to be a marketer. You just need to know somebody who's a marketer, or know somebody who has an audience to get your book in front of those people, and the right people, right? Because your book is not for everybody. No. Right. That always makes me crazy when you ask somebody, and who's it for? And they say, everybody. It's for everybody. No, it's not.
No, it's definitely not.
Right. I think there seems to be this scarcity that if it's not for everybody, I'm going to lose out on somebody. Instead of looking at the reverse and saying, I'm only going to talk to that group of people that really are my peeps. And those are the people you're going to explode that way, because it's only the people that are looking for what you're doing. So it's just a different way of looking at stuff like that.
And it is definitely in my head, it's a mini series. It has all the things that would make it a wonderful mini series.
So you need
absolutely
to people like that, right?
Yes.
That can it into a mini series. All right, I'm taking notes. So.
and that's why I wanted everybody on the show, and that's why I say I always look forward to these shows, because they are all different. It's not the movie review; it's more about the more. So Caren is the more, Barry is the more, Nancy's the more. Rachel Rebel, Howard and Tosh. And that's why it makes it an interesting show. We got a couple minutes left. Tosh, give your social media links and what's coming up. Go ahead.
So we got Vocally Tosh on all social media platforms. And what's coming up is, my show in Miami next Friday. It's in Kendall. I'll be performing all my songs and some Spanish classics like Selena, a little bit of a Celia Cruz in there. So it'll be a fun time. And working on promoting the new song Dale Dale. That is for my next show, and just continuing working and creating music and building myself, and that's it. That's Tosh, baby.
Howard Wiggins, go for it.
Howard Wiggins Facebook, Howard Wiggins Twitter, and movies and reviews and more. So that's it.
Chef Rachel Roberts.
Rachel Ann Roberts on Facebook, Rachel Roberts Recipes on Instagram, and I'm doing the Adventures of Pipe Man tomorrow at w4cy.com. And gotta get that in. Don't be so happy, right, Rebel?
Exactly.
Right. And then Love on the Rocks on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Central, and movie reviews and more every Tuesday. We go live, and it's never, I don't know. How many shows have you missed, Brian? Like less than 5 in all the years.
No, we've only missed 2 shows in 4 years. So this is show 99 in a row, live shows. So next Tuesday is our celebration, 100 live shows in a row. I don't know how many I'm going to be able to keep doing, but I'd like to get to 150. I don't know if I could do it, but my hair I don't have any hair, first of all, so it won't turn gray, but I want to keep it going. Nancy Potter, give your social media links.
Nancy Potter Author everywhere. And go to nancypotterauthor.com to find out all about my book. And you can buy it on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
And where are you signing next?
I've started my sequel. Everyone wants to know what's happening next. It's about my grandmother. And so I'm actually going to Louisiana tomorrow to do research and to meet a book club there and take them to some of the places that were in the book. It's a very special book club. And they travel. And so they're meeting me there.
Oh, wow.
And if you'd read the book, since you haven't read the book, you wouldn't understand, but it's real special places in the book, and I'm going to show them. And I'm trying to have someone film it so that I could use it as something, Caren. I don't know exactly what.
Yeah, I would have somebody follow you around and film the whole thing, because then you can grab clips from the whole thing.
Exactly. So that's where I'm going tomorrow.
Yeah. Make it part of this show, your series.
I'm sorry?
I said make it part of that series.
Yes.
Yes.
The beginning.
Barry, why should people go out and try to find, because your product is so successful, the Energy Lounger, and where can they get it? And if you want to, talk about the price if you want to.
So I make a joke, we're more exclusive than the Bugatti at the moment because there's more of those in America than the Energy Loungers. But you can find us on energylounger.com. You'll also see in there where we are currently. We are adding to that map every day. We're on Instagram at Energy Lounger or Energy_Lounger. We are priced at $19,995. Basically, the sessions run at each private spa or wellness clinic. They tend to layer it. So it ranges anywhere from $80 up to, if you're in New York, for $130. That's not important. What's important is that we are able to impact your well-being. We're able to lower inflammation. I am new. I just want as many people to experience it as possible. We go to lots of trade shows. That's why you met me at CES. I had 2 there. I was bouncing around. I'm not a kangaroo because I'm from New Zealand, but I should have been a kangaroo. I was bouncing back and forth, and I'll just say I was rolling around like a golden kiwi fruit. How's that sound? That might be better. So just rolling between the 2 lounges. But hey, if you're in Miami, reach out to us through Instagram. More than happy to give you a complimentary session. We're not a 5-star spa here. We are a startup. We're doing it day by day, and just really grateful for this opportunity. Thanks, everyone. I'm so honored to be here with you all, and hopefully we'll get to meet in person, not just on camera.
And we might show one more video really quick, and then Caren will come back and give you social media links. You gotta always promote Taj.
You're amazing.
That was from last week. He invited me to perform that song with him, and it was actually the opening of a narco comedy series. So that was cool to get to see that.
Wow. That's
And
awesome.
Caren,
Nathasha, baby.
Caren Glasser, you get the last word. Social media links for everybody and why they should be on your shows.
It's Caren Glasser, at Caren Glasser with the C. Caren with the C, everywhere. So no matter where you go, and I'm everywhere, from Pinterest to LinkedIn to YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Roku, Amazon Fire, whatever, Spotify. And why? I don't know why. Why should they?
Because she's a great host. She does everything correctly. I mean, she's just with all the shows she's at, she's just spectacular. That's
Guys,
why.
I'm going to put a link for you guys in the private chat if you want to make a time with me, just to chit chat with me and see if there's a fit somewhere. Okay, I'll put it in the private.
And so the last thing I got to mention, I got to sneak it in. Howard, the Luther Vandross documentary at the Atlanta Film Festival, excellent. It's better than the Gloria Gaynor doc. The stuff that he did, I didn't know he sang with Chic. I didn't know he. It was David Bowie gets credit for discovering Luther Vandross.
Wow.
And Tasha, if you don't know who he is, I'm going to try to get the director on. It's an excellent documentary. I don't know where it's going yet, but I'll make sure I'll try to get them on. But also on PBS May 6th, Independent Lens is Space: The Longest Goodbye, and it's about the astronauts getting ready to go to Mars for 3 years. And as the President Kennedy would say, we choose to go to the moon. I, Brian Sebastian, I choose to stay here. So I want to thank everybody for being on Movie Reviews and More. And I always say this: have a good night tonight, a better day tomorrow. You see someone without a smile, please give them one of yours. Thank everybody for coming on, and we will see you next week.
Thank you, Brian. Thanks a lot. Cheers, everybody.